started getting involved in the Learning and Development Consortium, it's allowed us to sort of move into a completely different area, an area which we've never really been in before, with regards to sort of getting people engaged with something that's a little bit different. And it was a key part of the jigsaw in sort of remoulding Doncaster.
Yes, yes.
When I first came here, it needed a lot of work around that area, and we trialled a lot of things. We looked at a lot of things, and CSR, and we looked at going to best factories and engaging people to see different things. And what it allowed us to do was to go into a different arena and see different things which we'd never really got involved with before. And it was good for people, because the one thing that I've tried to do is give people opportunity to be able to express themselves. But the only way that they can do that is to be able to go into a different environment and come along with different experiences. And the Learning Development Consortium and the events that it's done and run and organised and we've been involved in has allowed us to do that. But one of the big things really was the best factories side of things, and that experience sort of side, which was really, really good. The other side to it was when I had the opportunity to go over to the independent school at Hull and listen to those guys talk about what they did. And that's when the little light bulb moment of restorative practice came on.
Yeah, of course.
And that for me was, we were in the arena where this concept had been floated, and you've got to be there to pick up on it.
Yeah, that's what we always say, you have to be in the room, don't you?
Yeah, and that in itself, that one idea sort of transformed the way that we started thinking about how our behaviours are at work and how we can change things. Yeah, I mean, it was an action-packed day, wasn't it? We tried to give everything or provide an overview of everything that we'd done over the last few years, and we were keen to sort of let people know our story, because we'd come such a long way in a relatively short space of time. And yeah, the number of companies came to listen to the story, and we took them through some initiatives that we've done, including, the way that we'd changed recruitment and bringing new people into the industry or into Doncaster, and there were some wonderful stories in there about how things have changed, because this factory was in a place where I describe it as it fell out of love with itself.
Yes, yes.
And it was about bringing that back in and getting people to understand that it's their factory as well, and they have to interact with that.
Yeah.
But that was a great day, really, and some of the feedback was really, really good. And it just about sort of our openness and our tenacity to get things done and to drive some of these initiatives through into completion. And what we've seen happen is, when we drive these initiatives through, is they tend to grow. They tend to grow, and then because of the team that we have, they're a very creative bunch, and they seem to be able to sort of not just take it from this level, but up 2 or 3 levels very, very quickly. And I think that's where I'm finding us now, is that we are starting to branch off into all different manners of different places.
You've set the right conditions for people to thrive here, haven't you?
Yes.
You've created the right environment for them to step forward.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it's so important to let people express themselves. The industry we're in, it's a really mature industry. We have very big customers, and blue chip customers, and they're very demanding, and we have to be very creative with how we run our business and how we solve our problems, and that keeps us ahead of the game. And having the right people talking about the right things, making the right decisions on a day-to-day basis is absolutely crucial. Certainly for three or 4 years, we had nothing but growth, improvements in every area. And then in the last 18 months, we've hit we hit some problems with regards to our supply, you know, our volumes, and we've had to make people redundant and close a line, which is out of our control. But the factory rode that very, very well. It was able to cope with it. We went through a redundancy exercise, and it was very clean. It was dealt with properly because we were all talking on the same level. So that was a strange success in a weird way, because it's always awful to talk about people losing their jobs, but then you also have to remember about the people that are left. And I think we'd created such a great environment that we got through that fairly unscathed. And we've ridden a number of major issues in that time from an operational perspective. And the workforce has always come together, and it's always done its very, very best to get the best out of a poor situation. And I think that's testament to how they see the overall factory now. I think that they view it completely differently. If you'd have asked me to get over some of these adversities that we've had maybe 5 or 6 years ago, then I think we'd have really struggled.
Yeah, and would have stayed with you long term.
And it would have dragged on, but we now see that we've had an enormous turnover of people. The performance of the factory has not wavered, and that's really testament to the training and development that we've got in place for people, and the environment that we've set. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, you know, we have 360 odd people on this site, and we want to create a future for them, and that has been an important part, certainly over the last 4 or 5 years, in the changes that have been brought about, and you know, I'd like to make sure that continues.
Sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it will be. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that today.
No, it's a pleasure.